You are the type of owner who genuinely wants to do right by your dog. You research gear, you invest in walks, you show up every single day. But here is something most people never consider: the tool clipped to your dog's collar right now might be the exact reason your training keeps stalling. Not because you are doing it wrong, because the equipment itself is working against you in ways nobody warned you about. Millions of dog owners buy training gear believing it creates control, and it looks like control at first. But certain collars and walking tools may be quietly increasing frustration, stress, and neurological tension every single time you use them. This video breaks down the hidden feedback loop happening between your dog's body, their brain, and the gear you chose, and why that loop might be the real reason training feels like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Let us start with something most people never think about. When your dog feels physical pressure around their neck or body, their nervous system does not just register discomfort. It triggers a whole cascade of responses. The body braces, muscles tighten, cortisol, the stress hormone, starts climbing. And here is the part that matters most for training: a dog operating under physical tension is a dog whose learning capacity is dramatically reduced. This is not an opinion. This is how mammalian stress biology works. When the brain perceives a threat, even a low-level physical one, it shifts resources away from the prefrontal processing areas that handle learning and toward the survival systems. Your dog is not ignoring your cues because they are stubborn. They may literally be in a neurological state where absorbing new information is nearly impossible. So when you put on a tool that creates constant pressure and then try to train during that same walk, you are essentially trying to teach a dog who is already stuck in a stress response. The feedback loop starts right there. Now let us talk about why some tools create resistance instead of the calm engagement you are looking for. Take the standard flat collar. It is the default choice for most owners, and for casual walks with a dog that does not pull, it is fine. But when a dog pulls consistently, a flat collar concentrates force directly on the trachea and the cervical spine. Over time, repeated pressure in that area is not just uncomfortable. Research has linked ongoing collar pressure from pulling to elevated intraocular pressure, potential nerve impingement, and chronic muscle tension in the neck and shoulders. But here is what nobody tells you. A dog who feels that pressure does not automatically stop pulling. In many cases, they pull harder. This is a documented phenomenon called opposition reflex. Apply pressure to one side of a dog's body and their instinct is to push against it. The collar tightens, the dog leans forward, the owner pulls back, the dog braces harder. Round and round. You are not training at that point. You are just having a physical argument that nobody wins. Choke chains and prong collars operate on a similar principle, but with higher mechanical intensity. The idea is that the aversive sensation discourages pulling. And yes, some dogs do stop pulling when the discomfort is sharp enough. But stopping a behavior through pain suppression is not the same as teaching an alternative behavior. The dog has not learned to walk calmly beside you. They have learned that moving forward hurts. That is a very different thing. And the emotional fallout is where it gets complicated. Dogs who are trained primarily through pain-based suppression often show what trainers call learned helplessness. They move, they comply, but the engagement, the soft eyes, the tail that wags when you reach for the leash, that starts to fade. The relationship cost is real and it accumulates quietly. Harnesses have a reputation as the gentle alternative, and for many dogs they genuinely are. But even here, the tool is only as good as the fit and the context. A back clip harness on a dog with a strong forward drive can actually encourage pulling by distributing the pressure comfortably across the chest. You have essentially made pulling more sustainable for them. Front clip harnesses redirect the dog's momentum, which is more effective at interrupting the pull cycle. But if the harness is too loose, it shifts during movement, creating confusing and inconsistent feedback. If it is too tight, it restricts shoulder movement and creates its own form of physical tension. The tool itself matters, and so does the precision of how you use it. Now let us get to the piece that silently sabotages the most obedience training, and that is poor timing combined with incorrect gear pairing. Here is a scenario that probably sounds familiar. You are on a walk. Your dog pulls towards something. You apply pressure through the leash or the tool activates. Your dog pauses. You continue walking. The dog pulls again. You correct again. What has your dog actually learned in that sequence? That pulling sometimes leads to a brief pause. Maybe. But the correction arrives after the arousal is already elevated. The gear amplifies the physical sensation. And because the correction is not precisely timed to a specific alternative behavior, your dog has no clear information about what to do differently. Timing in dog training is measured in fractions of a second. A correction or a reward lands meaningfully only if it arrives within roughly 1 to 2 seconds of the behavior. Most owners, especially on dynamic outdoor walks, are working with a delay. Add a tool that creates a broad, blunt physical sensation rather than a precise signal, and you are giving your dog noise instead of information. The gear pairing issue compounds this. Many owners combine a strong correction-based tool with reward-based training in the same session. The logic feels sound: correct the bad, reward the good. But neurologically, you are sending mixed signals. The aversive experience elevates stress, and a stressed dog is less able to access the positive association you are trying to build with treats or praise. The two systems undermine each other. For real progress, the tool, the timing, and the training method need to speak the same language. A dog being taught with positive reinforcement needs gear that gives clear, neutral feedback without adding stress. A head halter, used correctly, redirects without pain, but requires careful introduction so the dog does not associate it with discomfort. A well-fitted front clip harness paired with consistent loose leash criteria, rewarded the moment the leash goes slack, sends a coherent message. Coherence is the word to hold on to here. Your dog is not resisting you. They are responding to a system that is giving them incoherent or contradictory information. Fix the system, and the behavior often follows faster than you expect. The equipment feedback loop is real. Physical restraint changes emotional state. Emotional state determines learning capacity. The tool shapes the feedback, and poor timing ensures the feedback never lands as instruction. Every link in that chain matters, and most owners are only ever shown one of them. When you understand the full loop, you stop blaming your dog for not getting it. You start looking at the whole picture: the gear, the timing, the emotional state, the coherence of the message. That shift in perspective is often where real training progress finally begins. If this changed the way you see your walking gear, start simple. Look at what you are using right now and ask honestly: is it adding tension or reducing it? Is the training method you are pairing it with sending a clear message or a contradictory one? Small adjustments to the right tool at the right moment can unlock progress you have been chasing for months. Try it on your next walk and pay attention to what your dog is actually telling you. Thanks for watching. If you loved this video, scan the QR code on the screen right now to subscribe and join the Pawsome Life family. Give your dog a belly rub for us, and we will see you in the next video.